You want to know who I am? Folks call me the Bone Man, ain't my real name, but it's the one that's stuck. Tonight on Requiem Radio, we need to talk about a song that told the truth so plainly it hurt Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 tons. Maybe you've heard it. Maybe you've hummed it without knowing why it sat so heavy in your chest. There's a reason for that. Because some songs don't describe a life, they describe a sentence. And in Bledsoe County, Kentucky in 1953, a man named Harlan Foss heard that sentence read aloud for the first time and understood with perfect clarity that it was his. Now what happens to a man who dies still owing? In Bledsoe County, they had an answer for that. Settle in. This one's called The Weight of What You Owe. Harlan Foss had worked Caldwell Drift No. 3 for 19 years. He was not a large man, but he moved like one, dense and deliberate. The way men get when they spend their lives in spaces too low to stand. His hands were stained permanent in the creases. He owed the company store $47, which in Bledsoe County in 1953 was close enough to a life sentence that the difference barely mattered. He had a wife named Dora, 2 boys who shared a pair of boots and a small radio on the kitchen shelf that pulled in WSM on a clear night if you angled the antenna toward the ridge. It was on that radio, one Tuesday in February, that Harlan first heard Tennessee Ernie Ford sing 16 tons. He was eating supper, beans and cornbread, when the song came through the static and settled over the kitchen table like weather moving in. When it ended, he pushed back from the table, went outside, and stood in the cold for a long time, looking at nothing. The company houses ran up the hollow like teeth in a jawbone. The drift entrance burned at the top of the hill under a single lamp. The company kept lit all night, not for safety, every miner knew, but so the mountain could be watched. Harlan died on a Thursday in March roof fall, deep in the No. 7 room, where the company had been skimping on timber since November. The foreman's report said Natural Settlement Door received a condolence card and a bill for the remaining $47. The first sign came 6 weeks later. Dora was listening to WSM on a Thursday night when 16 tons came through the radio again. Halfway through the second verse, the signal warped, and underneath Tennessee Ernie Ford's voice came another voice, lower, rougher, keeping pace with the melody a half-second behind. The way a man sings when he's finding his place in a song he hasn't heard in a while. Dora sat at the kitchen table and did not move until it ended. Then she put the radio in the closet behind the winter coats and didn't take it out for 11 years. What the miners knew, and discussed only in the deep rooms of the drift where the foreman couldn't hear, was that the mountain held on to certain men. Not all of them. The ones who died still owing. Not just money, though money was part of it. The ones who died with the weight of an unlived life pressing down on them, the way bad roof presses down before it goes. Those men didn't clear out clean. In the months after Harlan died, 7 miners reported the same thing at different times. Deep in the No. 7 room, a shift in the air, a pressure that wasn't air pressure, and then the sound of a pick moving in rhythm beside them, the scraping load of coal into a car that wasn't there. Not one of them felt afraid. They felt to a man that the work was lighter, that their tonnage came in higher than it should have. A quiet Hungarian miner named Varga said it plainest. He just needs to finish. The drift ran 11 more years before the scene played out. The company sealed the entrance with poured concrete and moved on, which was what companies did. The crew foreman overseeing the pour reported that the sealed number 7 room was producing sound in its final days. Not settling sound, rhythmic sound, pick work, load work, the whole patient cycle of a man who had not been told he could stop. When the concrete cured, the crew found 2 long depressions pressed into its surface, the shape of a pair of large hands pressing up from below, as if someone inside needed to know how thick the ceiling had become. The brush grew over the entrance. The town thinned out and forgot the way towns do. But in Bledsoe County, some still know where to push through the sumac and find that gray slab at the base of the ridge. And on certain nights in February, when WSM carries clean through the cold and the wind comes down hard off the mountain, if you put your ear to the concrete, you might hear it. A low voice, keeping time with something only it can hear. Still working, still old, still there.
You've been listening to Requiem Radio, where music bleeds into the supernatural. And that was The Weight of What You Owe. The company called it natural settlement, but mountains don't forget what's buried in them. And a debt don't dissolve just because the man who owed it is gone. Harlan Foss loaded 16 tons, and what did he get? Not rest, not release, just more rock to move in the dark. Some men are owned right down to the bone, and some of them just keep working. Ain't gonna be no mo tonight, y'all rest easy. And don't let the dark drive you home.